Hey everyone, finish watching the next episode of Beetleborgs Cat-Astrophy. A kid's Beetleborg comic flies out the car window. Drew, Joe, and Roland see the comic floating in the air and follow it. They see Jara using magic to bring the comic to her. Noxic and Typhus pop in to see the comic. The monster of the comic, Firecat, suddenly comes to life. The Magnivores tell it to breathe fire, but it just meows. Noxic plans to put it in his energy accelerator to restore its fire-breathing powers. The plan works, but Firecat runs away. The Beetleborgs chase after it. In an ensuing battle, Drew is scratched and de-transforms. He notices hair growing on the back of his hands. The others check on him and are shocked when he meows and hisses at them. At school later, Drew grows a tail and claws. He goes to the bathroom and watches in the mirror as his face changes into that of a cat. Or whatever that's supposed to be. He goes to Hillhurst and a dog chases him along the way. He makes it to Hillhurst, but the monsters don't recognize him. He explains what happened. Joe and Roland come later and ask if he can still transform. Drew tries to summon his Beetlebonder, but can only meow. The others decide to take on Firecat themselves. Drew theorizes maybe the energy accelerator can turn him back to normal. It turns out he's right. Drew turns back to normal and sends the Firecat back into the comics. Later, at Zoom Comics, the kids see Van and Trip trying to scam a kid into paying them for an autographed comic. They autographed it themselves. They transform and give the kid a real autograph. This episode was one of my absolute favorites as a kid. It still holds up. It's very silly and there's a lot of cartoony gags. The bad guy's chemistry is as fun as ever. Interestingly, this episode uses way more bee-fighter footage than I think any episode so far has. The Firecat is a pretty silly-looking but dangerous monster. One thing that always struck me as odd was how its appearance changes in one scene. It starts out in its cute look, but when it's put in the energy accelerator, it suddenly has horns and a charred face. This was a result of not having much usable footage available, but the suit is in American footage, so I don't know why they didn't just reshoot it in that one scene. It couldn't be that hard, it's just to pan up the monster's body. Drew turning into a cat is all pretty fun and goofy. The crew gets to squeeze in a few Teen Wolf gags that I definitely appreciated when I was little, as I freaking loved that movie. Drew spooks a guy in the bathroom and he jumps up and sticks to the ceiling like Spider-Man. It's a pretty out there gag that I don't think would work in anywhere other than Beetleborgs. The monsters of Hillhurst don't get much to do this time around, but what little they do get is fun. Flabber is helping them get ready for a monster ball. The ending is cute, with the kids turning into Beetleborgs to help out another kid. It made me realize that Beetleborgs doesn't have Zordon's rules like in Power Rangers. I think a situation like this may fall under the never use your powers for personal gain rule. I mean, they're not doing it for themselves, it's for someone else, but I don't know. Dustin morphing back in Ninja Storm to stop tired thugs from vandalizing a store was considered wrong because that was an everyday situation. Seriously, what was up with that? That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
When he comes out, he'll be belching fire out of his...
belly button.
Yeah!